Hi, I'm Miriam. This is my classroom management folder with my word cloud on the front. The biggest words are students and will, and that kind of ties into my teaching philosophy beliefs. And so here's my personal philosophy page. I identified most closely to the philosophy of Kerwin, Mendler, and Mendler, who are medium control philosophers. And personally, I find myself on the medium high spectrum, and they believe in something called the student or the responsibility model, where students to learn to take responsibility in the classroom, which means that as teachers, we need to be able to let go of some of the control, so that students are able to have that chance to become more responsible. But for me, like I would still provide like guidance and ideas for my students, and then they'll go from there. And so it's in that way, it's still on the higher end of the medium control spectrum. And I believe that we have to do that so that students can they probably will mess up, and as they mess up, they will be able to learn from that because they'll remember it better, because they won't want to make the same mistake again. And so this is something that will be kind of tricky at the beginning, but I think as with practice, it'll become easier to let go. And here's my democratic classroom foldable. So here are the different categories, and the one I wanted to talk to you about was the student choice one. Something I really love is being able to choose what I want to do for an assignment or for a project, or having options to do so. And I think that when students are given that choice, they'll choose something that they like more, and thus they're more motivated to do well in it. And I think they'll put more in effort, and when they put in more effort, they'll remember it more. And so that's something that will stay with them longer. And so that's part of my democratic classroom. And then for my intentions for motivation, I have a few extrinsic and intrinsic motivators listed. What I want to share is having a classroom marble jar, and so that's something that the class works together on earning. So when the whole class is displaying like positive behavior, such as being not being too rowdy like in a assembly, or being able to like line up quickly for lunch or for recess, things like that will earn them marbles in the jar. And so once the jar is full, the class can come together and decide on a fun class activity that they would like to do together. So that could look like maybe having a pajama day, or being allowed to bring snacks and eat during class. So that's something that will bring them together, and something they can like high five about and celebrate together when they do achieve these things. And then for an intrinsic motivator, something that I really like as a student is receiving personalized like feedback from my teacher. And especially for little kids, I think that when like adults, someone that they look up to so much shows them like personal attention, they'll know that they are important in that adult's life, and I think that will give them the right push to want to keep doing doing the right things. Here I have my rules and consequences page. And so like I said earlier, like I would, with medium high, like I would give them the rules, and they would tell me like how they see the rules in action. So my 4 rules are: be responsible, be respectful, be safe, and work hard and try your best. So these would be posted on the wall, but below each one of them I would have them like talk about like what that looks like. So those are posted along with the rules so that you can see both of our contributions to it. And my consequences, a lot of it are the motivators that I talked about. And for negative consequences, I go with like logical consequences. So it's like a natural, like hopefully a natural cause and effect kind of a thing, so that they can continue to learn that responsibility. So that can look like something mild, like a verbal warning, but it could turn into having some time out and filling out a reflection sheet that helps me know what's going on and can help the two of us work together to create maybe a plan that can help them. And if necessary, we will involve parents and maybe even the administrators if the misbehavior escalates and continues. Here's my preventions. I think having a positive rapport in the classroom is important, because when you have that rapport, you can build a safe environment where students they know that they're being cared for, and they will want to learn and not misbehave as much. And so I also provide some procedures. One I want to share in specific was my procedure for going to the bathroom. So I would have 2 tags by the door, one for the boys and one for the girls. And so when someone wants to go to the bathroom, they go to the door and get their respective tag, and they put it on their desk so that I know where they are if I were to look for them. And so then they quietly go to the bathroom, and they come back. When they come back, they put the tag back on the hook. And so just one person of each gender goes at a time, just to maintain some order. And so here are my interventions. And for me, as I think about interventions, I think about 2 questions. The first one is the student being safe for himself or herself, or towards others? And the second one is the student still able to learn with what they're doing? So safety is really important. And so let's say like a situational response would be a student was distracted with an object. I would just simply take it away and just put it aside and just continue teaching, so there's not that much interruption. For something more mild, that could be like a student just constantly, blurting out answers while we're during the middle of a lesson, and I would not pay attention, and I would call on those that do have their hands raised. Something more moderate is if a student is like constantly tattling on other students, and that would mean that I would have to set maybe some boundaries of telling the student, like, these are things that I need you to help me, that I need you to tell me when someone's doing. But otherwise, if it doesn't fall into that category of someone, like if the other student's not doing something that's like harmful or like disobedient, then I will take care of it. And so setting those boundaries with that student is really important. And then for something that like escalates, or like someone's like physical, like someone's like constantly pushing a student, then that's when we would have to move into like the reflection sheets, and then maybe involve the parents. And so finally I have my classroom map. And so here's my desk, here's the whiteboard, and here are the desks. They're in little clusters because I like having students be able to talk to each other as they are working. They can help each other first before coming to me, and but it's not such a big group that they're getting distracted, and there's plenty of space for them to move around, and they're in the center of the classroom because they're the focus, and so everything else is around the edges of the classroom. And so that's why I have it set up with the students having so much space, because I want them to focus on the work and the lesson that they're learning. So that's my classroom management folder. Thank you.